If I look back, that is the best therapy I ever had.
But I think that's why I clung to sports so much, because sports really showed me how much my body can still do.
They started advertising Paralympics, and I'm like, what is that? You know, did my research. When it came on, I watched it, and I was just like, I gotta be involved some way.
My father was like, okay, you want to run everywhere? You will have to make sport then.
We are not just inspirational figures. We are not just here to inspire. We are here to compete. We are here to stay in the sport.
Hey everyone, Jamie here. We're gonna try something different. We've now interviewed over 350 exceptional women athletes from over 55 countries around the world. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mash up conversation. Let's jump in.
Silver in the 200, bronze in the 100 in the last World Championships. It's Kimberley Alkemade. Alkemade looking to move up in those new blades of hers as well. And Alkemade's on the way too. Mathewson against Alkemade. Mathewson, Alkemade for Ganswinkel.
So it was one of the most beautiful moments in my whole life. And that's because after the 200-meter race where I won the gold, the sky turned orange. And there were like flash lines into the clouds. At that moment, we felt like Mama was there. Everyone, like the whole family and friends, they got chicken bumps. Yeah, there were a lot of French people in the stadium, and some of the French people were turning their flag into the Dutch flag. Because I lost my mother and my leg in France 26 years before a moment in Stade de France. The moment I experienced over there, that is the moment I will remember. And I will not remember that I experienced an accident in France now anymore. Now I remember that golden moment in France where the sky turned orange.
Wow.
That is the moment that I will always remember. And I think if I look back, that is the best therapy I ever had.
Oh my gosh, Kimberley, I forgot that the bus accident was in France. I remember the whole story. I remember all that. I didn't realize that it was in France itself.
Yeah, it was in France. Yeah.
As soon as you said that the sky turned orange, I immediately was like, that is your mom talking to you.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Wow. Who was there with you in that moment?
My husband, but at that moment he was not my husband. A month later we got married.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. My father, my brothers, that was very, very special. They had tears in the eyes. They were like blown away. It was a dream come true, also for them. And also all my friends were also there in the stadium.
Wow, well, you got me tearing up now.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
Dana Mathewson.
The 33-year-old is still one of the top wheelchair tennis players in the world.
I'm coming in from Orlando, Florida. I am a wheelchair tennis player, and my name is Dana Mathewson. So I was 10 and a half years old. I'm a preteen. I don't know if that's even preteen yet, but 10 and a half, right? So if you can think back to when you were 10 and a half or even 11 or 12, you're looking at what all the other girls are wearing at school. You guys all want to have, the same clothes. You want to wear your hair the same way. You want to look the same. Everyone's starting to worry about body image a little bit by that age. And, that horrible self-conscious phase starts around that time. And you threw me into a wheelchair and having a disability, and that was just horrible. I mean, I can't think of a more self-conscious time in my life. I'm so lucky that I had such great friends at that time, and, everyone just treated me the same. I know this isn't the same experience for everyone, but I didn't experience bullying due to my disability, so I was very lucky in that respect. I think a lot of my bullying was maybe coming from myself, that, I was undesirable, or like no one would want to like me at school now, or people would treat me different, and that's, I think, a universal experience for a lot of people, having a disability or not. There's always something about you that you fit or that you can't hide. And I think that was the hardest part about having a disability, was that no matter what clothes I wore, no matter how I learned to do my makeup or how pretty I did my hair, I couldn't hide that I had a disability, because the first thing you're going to see about me for the rest of my life when I go into a room is that I'm sitting in a chair. And people are going to wonder about that. And I think in that phase of my life, I always felt like I had to learn then to be funnier. I had to be prettier. I had to overcompensate for what I saw as a huge defect and for what society teaches you is a huge defect. And so that was really hard. And I think, and I'd be lying to you if I said that wasn't still hard for me. It's a lot less difficult now than it was then. But I like I said, I'd be lying if I said I didn't have those days where I wake up and I hate that I'm not still able-bodied, or I think it's unfair. But I think that's why I clung to sports so much, because sports really showed me how much my body can still do. I was celebrated for what my body was doing, as opposed to seeing my body as something that didn't do stuff anymore. And it was freeing, seeing myself in that light and being good at something physical. I think that's why that was such a huge part of my life in a way that I never thought that it would be.
115 for Ashley Dyce. Well, she's got it there. Is it good this time?
Yes, it is. It's 2-1 in her favour. It's a good lift. She's up into the bronze medal position, and another new lifetime best for Ashley Dyce.
My name is Ashley Dyce. I'm a Team USA powerlifter. I've been in the sport for about 8 years, but I've been doing adaptive or Paralympic sports for 10 years. From Colton, California, which is about 60 miles east from Los Angeles. So we're definitely excited for the games to come to LA in 2028, because they'll feel like home turf. Outside of sport, I work as a freelance graphic designer. I own a vending machine business. I do ministry at my church. I became a life coach last year, and I published my first book like 2 months ago. So your girl is busy.
Major props to you. I need to hear about all of that in due time. Let's start with the Ashley the athlete part of you. You mentioned you got into powerlifting 8 years ago, but you've been in adaptive sports, I think you said, for 10 years. Walk us through what that journey has been like.
Originally, back in 2012 is when I found out about the Paralympics. I was watching the Olympics like I usually do every 4 years, and they started advertising Paralympics, and I'm like, what is that? You know, did my research. When it came on, I watched it, and I was just like, I gotta be involved some way. So I just kind of started just working out that year. I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what sport I wanted to do. I just started working out. I was like, I gotta get in shape. I gotta, switch my whole life around. And by I want to say 2014, I started training. I met one of the track athletes at a camp, like a adaptive sports camp, and they were like, yeah, you should try it. You're not too old. It's all right. Just get into it. And I started in 2014. That first year, I threw an American record for discus. I was always just traveling and making to nationals. And then about 2017 is when I wanted to try to do track and powerlifting. So I found out about powerlifting in 2016, and I was just trying to do both for a while. And then by 2017, I realized, okay, I have to really kind of pick one side, so I would start to find more success in the powerlifting side. So I just like, okay, I'm going to let go of athletics for now and, really focus on powerlifting and just becoming as strong as possible. So that's where my journey kind of started there.
Doing well by Angelina Lanza on the outside. Looks like she might actually get it. As Lanza on the outside is picked up German. Lanza takes it in a time of 26:31.
I am Angelina Lanza. I am a para-athlete from Dyce.
And Angelina, how did you get into your sport?
I started sport a long time ago when I was a kid, actually, because I was an active child and I really loved running around every time, everywhere. And my father was like, okay, you want to run everywhere? You will have to make sport then. I think first would be visibility, an equal visibility of women's sport than the men's sport visibility. I think it should be something that we are going toward in the future. And it will also, for me, lead to the equal pay of women. Because we know that nowadays there are huge difference of the salary of women and the contrary of men's salary. This is also something that I hope in the future will be tackled properly. And the third one is about the women's freedom of wearing what they want. I've seen a lot of struggle about women that were not allowed to wear specific outfit because this is not cute or I don't know. I don't really know the reason actually, but I've read that these women didn't feel comfortable by wearing certain type of outfits. And for me, it shouldn't be a problem because when you are going on competition at high level or whatever the level actually, you have to feel free and to feel confident with your outfit and just to focus about the performance and not about your tracksuit, your leotard, or your outfit in general, because if you feel good, you will perform.
100%. For those who haven't heard of this before, can you give us an example of clothing that they have experienced that is uncomfortable or that wasn't working for them?
For example, in track and field, sometimes we have the choice between short and boomer or tracksuits. But sometimes the tracksuit is really V-shaped to V-shaped. It's really too short. Yes, and depending on the discipline, the events that you are doing, you are not feeling comfortable with that. And for example, I already had this kind of problem because I had one leotard and I was like, I don't feel comfortable and I don't feel at ease with that. And especially, for example, for long jumps, when the camera are in front of you and if you are jumping and you are not feeling comfortable about, okay, what will people see with that outfit? And you shouldn't be thinking about this topic when you are performing.
Manasi Joshi has excelled in international events such as the Badminton World Championships, and she has won 30 medals for the country.
2019, I became a world champion.
Manasi Joshi's journey is nothing less than a roller coaster ride. At Paris, her eyes will be set on a gold medal.
Hi, I'm Manasi Joshi. I'm a badminton player from India and I'm currently going to be representing India at Paralympic Games. I think the media has a huge power in changing the narrative of how athletes are perceived. And this Olympic Games was, again, a refresher course for people. And I think now they have to use similar things for para sports also, because we are not just inspirational figures. We are not just here to inspire. We are here to compete. We are here to stay in the sport. Like, I put in the same amount of time and effort in my sport like everyone else. And I just don't want to be called inspirational because I happen to play the sport. I want to be called inspirational because I do it. I make it. I show up every day. That is the reason why I want to be called inspirational, not because of I happen to have a disability. I think media is changing the perception. Media is trying to change. I'm happy, but still, not everybody writes about me the way I wish to be written. So what do? I use my own social media to change my own narrative. But then not many people have time to go through your social media accounts, right? So I wish media take more care in portraying us as powerful figures and talked about our journey in much better way rather than just focusing on our disability. I really wish that thing to change. If you see my articles in Indian newspapers also, you'll see Manasi Joshi, a girl on one leg, conquered, or something related to like sensationalizing my disability in the headline. But I don't want that. I don't want to become a sensational headline because of my disability, but I want to become a sensational headline because, hey, Manasi Joshi won a gold medal or Manasi Joshi qualified for Paralympics. It's okay if you give me a small column in the sports section rather than writing one inspirational big pieces on your Sunday papers.
Thanks for joining us. If you like what you're hearing, please leave us a positive review. If you want to impact the future stories we tell, take our community survey in the notes section of this podcast or in the YouTube links. We want to hear from you. Stay tuned for our next episode. If you're not following the Flame Bearers channel, covering resilient women Olympians and Paralympians, hearing about their struggles, hopes, and triumphs, you don't know what you're missing. Subscribe and watch new episodes of Flame Bearers now.